Hey guys, this week's connection is with Tim. We met in Morningside Park and shared pretty deeply about some meaningful things. I got to reflect on my childhood and my faith, which was pretty vulnerable for me. And he talked about self-worth and isolation. We shared some pretty beautiful New York moments. If you like these videos, would you please comment and share and subscribe to them on YouTube so that you don't miss the new content every Tuesday and so that you don't miss your connection. This is Street Connect, a project that I started to bring more purpose and connection into New York City life. And I do that by having conversations with strangers.
What's the angriest you've been towards someone you love, not like some random stranger?
You know, that's a really interesting question. Because like anger is so multifaceted. I don't know that I experience like anger like a lot. I don't know if it would be anger, but like when I was younger, I had a profound sense of like betrayal and abandonment from my parents.
Mm-hmm. All right. I mean, yeah.
Which, I mean, now my relationship with both my parents is like fine and great.
Oh, that's awesome.
But back then when I was like 12, 13, like I just felt not heard, not seen, and unloved. And it led to just a lot of issues like with both of my parents and then like subsequently with other people. So it wasn't like anger that I felt, but like this deep sadness that I guess like is tied into like anger. You know what I mean? All the emotions kind of like mix up together. In West Indian culture a lot, there's this kind of like collective raising of children. After my mom and my dad split up, like my mom sent me and my sister to live with my grandmother in Antigua, which is the island that we're originally from.
Oh, wow.
But like, as far as I can remember it, or how I remember it, she never told us that we were going to live there. We were just going to vacation there for the summer.
Wow.
And then when it was like, I was like, are we going back home? And my aunt was like, no, you're going to do school here.
Wow.
And I was like,
I can't even imagine how.
Yeah. It was like devastating. So, and then we did school there for 4 years. And I had like a strong like family system there. Like we were living with my grandmother and my aunt. My dad was there, although we didn't live with him. I had like siblings that were being born, like not from my mom, like from my dad and his new wife. You know what I mean? So like it was fine and great. Like my life there was like not sad or anything. Like, but there was that sadness of feeling like, you know,
your mom came back to the States?
I feel like me and my sister traveled there alone. I don't know. Like my parents might tell the story differently, right? We were just there for 4 years. And then we came back and I was just like, yo, my parents say, you know, that I'm loved and that I'm special and like all these great things. But like, I just felt betrayed. You know what I mean? And like angry because of that. And that took like a lot of years of healing. I never did proper counseling. But I mean, it led me to Jesus, which like really transformed like how I felt about myself and other people.
When you were younger, or like
when I was younger, like when I was like 12, I found Jesus. He gave me love, and I was like, my life is for this only.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I do more things, but like who I am at my core has really been shaped and like by kind of that hurt and like finding like a love that washed over all of that and like reformed who I am.
Was it pretty immediate? Like, did you find like, so you went to Antigua? I went to Antigua.
And then I came back 4 years later. I found Jesus in Boston, which is where we're originally from, at our church. And yeah, it was just like, not this immediate like lifting, but like going there and like feeling like, yo, this is the truth, and I feel these butterflies and I feel loved. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like that over time just like transforming me understanding what it means to be loved and like what it means to forgive and to get over like bitterness and betrayal has been a journey. Like, you know what I mean? And I think healing is like a long process, right? Like, what has been your deepest pain?
Overall, I've had like a pretty blessed life, pretty stable, pretty happy, without like any real trauma or tragedy. So it's like, it's all been internal for me. So
can you name what you're talking about, or does that feel too unsafe?
No. I mean, it's just like feeling feeling kind of totally inadequate. I guess just feeling incredibly stagnant for a very long time. So obviously all relative, but basically the past like 8 years have felt incredibly stagnant. I've never considered myself like even fulfilling like the basic human like actions of just like doing something. Like every single day was basically like I did nothing today, you know, and like it was a lot of like hyperbole. I was way harder on myself than I ever needed to be. But it seriously felt like for a long time, like I literally didn't do anything. And I would like look at my past and be like, I can't name a single thing like these past 5, 6, 7 years that I could like concretely say, I have done this, I could like contribute this to human society and like, you know, write my name as like Tim did this, you know? And so it really felt like I was doing nothing and going nowhere for a really long time. And at first it was okay. I kept thinking, all right, I'll get better, I'll change. And then like the longer it went without change, the more it felt like a permanent state. And eventually it transitioned from just like, I wasn't thinking of it as this is something that I'll get out of. I used to like look forward to a better life when I wouldn't be like struggling with basically procrastination issues. And eventually it just became like, no, wait, this is my life. This isn't something that, this isn't temporary, this is like me for the rest of my life. And once I came to that realization and then still didn't change, that's when I was like very upset with myself, like really just like self-hatred basically, thought I was pretty worthless. That's when like I would like the so-called like the pain that you asked about specifically, like that was the pain, like really hating myself but not telling anybody about it, and having to put on a facade of like I'm happy, I'm okay, despite just being like absolutely not. And that's like a common issue that happens with millions of people, you know, like struggle, don't tell people about the struggle, makes the struggle worse. It like also like turned into an anger for the people who like I was like, you should be noticing that I'm struggling, you know, like I think it's like pretty obvious that I like haven't been okay. And the fact that you aren't noticing that, maybe that was like some sort of like coping, yeah, and like also it's sort of rather than like put the blame on myself, which is like, you know, where it is really, it was more like, but like these other people should be helping me too, you know, which is like what you have a support network for, but like ultimately like the true source of change needs to come from you, which it never did.
Where are you now?
Now I'm like definitely on the rebound, you know, like back in school, having a great start to this semester, definitely just happy and like very much back on the path where like I see my future as something that will be better. I don't see my future as like a continuation of like a past state or even my present state. Like I'm constantly improving right now.
So imagining that you can change.
Yeah, and I definitely think like a year from now, I will be a better person than I am today, like for myself. I don't know if I'll be like have different morals or like anything like, or like help more poor people, but like I will be a better person towards myself and for myself than I am today and than I was last month, last year. And I'm positive now, was negative in the
How did you get to that point of like changing your outlook, changing like basically you've changed your perspective?
So it was very much reliant on my significant other, like who is the only person who I was ever really honest with. I was just faithless. I had no faith in myself to like implement any sort of change. Huge burden on her. I was like, I need you to do this for me. I need you to make sure I can do this because I cannot do it by myself. So it was just like, and still is like an incredible effort by her to help me like have faith in myself. And like initially I didn't. Initially she was just making me go through these motions that I was like, this doesn't make any difference, I'm still the same person. And like eventually once I was able to kind of use her belief as like a stepping stone to my own self-belief, you know, it was a little seed that I was then able to like grow by myself.
Right. That's a fantastic gift to have someone who loves you like that.
Yeah, I mean 100% would not have been able to do it without her. So yeah, now I'm cool. Now I'm happy, you know. I mean, a year ago I might have walked by you guys and just like brush you off and be like, no, I don't want to talk to you.
Get out of my way.
Yeah.
I think it would have been interesting to get brushed off, a year ago, but I'm happy to have met you a year later to meet you now. So much vibrancy in life. I appreciate you sharing space and time.
No, I'm glad.
Being so honest.
I'm glad you two stopped me. One of the great things about New York, just being cliche, like I almost walked down that way, and I usually do, but I was like, no, let me walk up this way today. And
dope.
Yeah.
And look.
And here we are.
Beautiful New York moments.
Beautiful New York moments. Oh.